Hello everyone. What I will say is if you hear any noise in the background, it's more than likely either my mum or my husband, as they're both downstairs. I was going to do a video, but when we got back from the family meal that we've had, we were all just like, so I thought do a live stream, and that when they're at least getting something. So you've got me. I know a lot of you probably won't see this till later, but because I know in some places in the US it's like midday, and some places it's like 3-4 o'clock, something like that. Anyway, because it's 8 o'clock here, because we're going to try and have an early night, because the husband's only had a couple of hours before we went out, so, and we spent like 3 hours at the pub talking to my husband's cousin and her husband and my sister-in-law, which is my husband's brother's wife, and my little nephew, who's growing up, he's getting big. I don't like it when they get bigger. Anyway, topic of today's video. Unless you've been living under a rock, you will more than likely know what's going on with Defy Media. For those that don't know, I'll give you a quick rundown. Defy Media was a group. It was not just an MCM, which is like a company that manages multiple channels. So what they'll do is they'll create thumbnails for you. They'll give you the right tags, and do copyright strikes on your behalf and things like that. And they will take a percentage of your AdSense. There are varying different opinions on these particular companies, and I'm not over keen on them myself, but that's just me. And what's happened is although Defy Media they have some highly successful channels under the belt, including Clever, Smosh. They also manage Ryland Adams, who's a very successful company. Who's a very successful YouTuber. He's in a relationship with Shane, and he used to work for Clever, so I think that's how they sort of tied him into it. Chad Wild Clay is under the MCN side of things, as is Furious Pete and a few others. And at first we just thought that the company was going into liquidation and that's it. But we've had particularly yesterday and today, a few things come out. Shane's spoken up, but I wouldn't expect anything less, because obviously it's his partner, his boyfriend, is being affected by this. I also saw a tweet from Chad, and I saw a tweet from Furious Pete. Chad Wildclay had both him and his wife were under the company, and they've had no money for I don't know how long. Furious Pete, all his videos have been copyright striked. Now YouTube have stepped in to help, and I will get to that in a sec, but we're going to go over to Twitter so I can show you what's going on, because I've already done a bit of the stuff I need to do over on Twitter. So we will jump over to there. Right, so here we are. Defy Media. This is Ryland's tweet about Defy Media, because he was replying to a tweet that Shane had made. So this is Shane's first tweet was: imagine being a YouTube network that steals all their creators' hard-earned money and then files for bankruptcy and uses the creators' money to pay off their debt. Can't relate. Obviously, that's something that's Jeffree Star, but I don't think Jeffree had mine in this case. And then he followed that up by saying, also imagine being a YouTube network / company that threatens to sue their employees, where they politely ask to leave because they feel uncomfortable in the workplace, which I think is relating to Ryland. because he used to work there, but he doesn't work there. Because he worked for Clever, but he doesn't work there anymore. But I think that was more Defy, because we have had some issues with Defy. And the way they handle certain things. Screen junkies being one of the major facts. I think I spoke about them not long ago when the whole Me Too movement was in full swing. There was things coming out about Defy Media. So, and then Ryland backs that up by saying, I was forced to become a part of Defy Media MCN, meaning that YouTube money I work hard for filters through them after they take a percentage of my ads. I then get paid my money. This month I never got paid. A bank took Defy's money, which also happens to be mine, and that I may never see again. And then Cupcake Chaos, I think this is perfect. Defy Media threatens employees, owes money to numerous people, hides their shady actions. Apparently they did get an injection not long ago, which a lot of people are a bit, worried about. Owes money to numerous people, hides their shady actions. Also, Defy Media realises they can't go without paying off people, so they file for bankruptcy and screw people over. Also, Defy Media, and then picture of Pikachu. No, there's another tweet by this is the YouTube thing that I will come back to. Don't worry, I'm going to come back to that. And then Shane actually did end the other tweet that Ryland replied to, and said this: I've been keeping my mouth closed on this topic for a long time, but seeing so many people I love be fucked over because he's friends with some of the Clever girls, he's in a relationship with Ryland, and then there's other people that he knows like Smosh. I think he might know Chad, I'm not 100% sure, and I know he knows of Furious Pete. I don't know if he knows Furious Pete. So to people who are in charge, why don't you do the right thing for once and give these people answers and try to help? Just a thought. Can't blame him. And then Chris Stuckman, never heard of the guy, just an offence Chris, but he's put, I'm also 2 months ad revenue from Defy Media, was told constantly the payment will arrive Friday, then they shut down. As a former managed partner, I think I can't unlink my channel from them. I have made nothing on all content for the last 2 months, including 2 sponsorships. Like I said, no Furious Pete. Let's see if I can find the Furious Pete one. And then somebody, Anthony Padilla here is one of the members of Smosh. And then Shay says, this video filmed with Reg. I'm not seeing the video, I'm just reporting what I've heard. Defy Media is and always will be an evil company taking advantage of their employees. I am so glad people are speaking out. I'm so heartbroken for those that lost their job. I really hope former heads of Defy pay for this. I will say that one of the pluses, one thing that was good that came out of this, Matthias from Team Edge and High Five Studios, and he's been a YouTuber for years. He actually said that he's actually going to hire someone. He's actually put out a tweet saying that if anybody that was working for Defy Media wants a job, come to him and he'll try and get him one, which I think is a good thing for him to do. So that was Phil's video talking about it yesterday. The creators, producers, staff who are looking for work in a self-sustained company, Defy Media staff, is looking to fill some spots, contact at highfive.com. So at least Matt's trying to help as well, and then we'll get back to what YouTube have done as well. We'll do this. What we'll do is we'll go to Furious Pete and Chad's. Furious Pete. Right, here we are. So this is a picture of his dashboard, where your video content is. I'll show you mine because you can have a look at the videos that are upcoming. Right. So you go into Video Manager, and then in your Video Manager, that was the live stream you were looking at then, you have your bits, and then here you'd have your monetization, or if there was copyright strike. Because when this video originally went up, it had a copyright strike, but I took out what was copywritten, so that's fine. And then you'd then go into the community side, and then that will tell you where the copyright strike comes from. Now, Viewer Speak shows the exact same bit that I've just showed you, and he's showing where it says, where it's got these C's here, they're all copyright strikes from Defy Media. So the company that was managed to him have released him, but copyright stricken all of his videos so that he can't make any money off them. And he said this: my channel got released from Defy finally, but every single video I own, I has copyright infringement because it belongs to Defy, but there is no more Defy. Any advice, right? Then we'll go over to Chad. So Chad replied to this video, the first comment Shane made about this: imagine making a YouTube that steals all the creators' hard money and then files bankruptcy, uses creators' money to pay the debts. Chad replied to that and said, imagine receiving 421 million views between me and my wife's channels, and Defy Media keeping all the AdSense, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to YouTube's comment on this, because it is a good one. And I will actually give YouTube their kudos on this one. We know Defy Media's shut down is a really confusing and painful situation for impacted creators. In terms of outstanding YouTube revenue, we're looking into options as the situation unfolds. We will continue to work hard as we can to help you through this. And I think they're also looking at the copyright side as well. You know, they're at least trying. But this is all sorts of messed up. You don't do that as a company. You don't hijack everybody's money and then use it for your own. Because they not long since had an investment in within the company, which is a bit confusing. Just having a look. Since 5 regularly scheduled show, including Smosh Games, Clever, On Me, Break, Made Man, have more than 140 million subscribers. Just checking. Defy Media was formed through a merger with Alloy Digital and Break Media in 2013. 2 years ago, the company announced a 17 million in funding led by Wellington Management Company. Previous investors included ABS Capital, Lionsgate, Viacom, Zelnick Media Capital. So they've gone through that 70 million plus all the ad revenue from the people that they manage in 2 years. And I do know there have been other issues with Defy Media. Now, let's see if I can find it. I know there was the issue with Screen Junkies, that one of the people involved in Screen Junkies was not being very businesslike, shall we say. Because I think, like I said, I think I've covered this in the past, and Defy Media didn't handle it appropriately. Yeah, Andy Signor. Defy Media terminates Andy Signor after sexual abuse allegations, and that happened a year ago. So possibly some of the money that they got invested has ended up going to lawsuits. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I have no idea how the others must be feeling, because I don't think Ryland's worked for Clever for a while, because his channel's been doing well, and it's absolute heart-wrenching. And I know Shane and they're going through something else at the minute, because I think they're in the process of moving, because the last few videos have been in the apartment that Shane and Garrett were using as an office. Now Ryland's sister lives in the upstairs part of the thing, and I think Ryland and Shane have staying in the living room. Walls of fire. Me, Ryland, and the animals are saved. We moved yesterday and then evacuated right after. We're sad but safe. I hope everyone finds safety. Thank you for the amazing firefighters who are risking their lives right now. So there is a fire as well in the same area. So poor Shane's going to be like, poor lad. But the plain simple fact is that a company that was not long ago invested in, that's a company that's managing extremely popular channels. Clever's one of the most popular star channels on the platform. And then it files for bankruptcy. It's a bit weird. But then again, it's the internet, anything can happen. But I do think that they might have suffered lawsuits after the whole Andy Signor thing happened. It is entirely possible. But that's the only MCN, one of the main reasons I don't like MCNs, which are multi-channel networks. And what they are is it's a network that just helps you manage your channel. And what they'll do is they'll set up sponsorships, they'll set up business meetings, they'll help you with your tags, they'll help you with your thumbnails, they'll help you with the wording on your descriptions and things like that. And I do find it very shocking that people who worked for Defy Media in various platforms have literally been silenced. I'll go on to Ryland a sec. He's not. Right. Oh, I did it. He has done a tweet. I thought he had. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to make me think this. What's that? Thank you. Right. So, this is the one we've already talked about. And he says, I never made a why I left Clever video because I was being threatened by Defy's lawyers on a daily basis. Instead of taking them to court and being stuck in limbo for what could have been years, I accepted to join their MCN, which is why they were in a position to get a percentage. So it basically means that Something happened while he worked at at Defy Media, and obviously this is just summation, but it's a pretty good possibility that something happened while he was there, and he was being threatened by the lawyers that if they say anything, that they will take it to court, and that he also had to become part of their MCN. Reluctantly he agreed, and now basically him and several others are getting screwed over, which I hate. I really do hate, because that's the last thing you want to be doing, is be screwed over for any sense of the word, especially on your main source of income. Now, luckily, touch wood, Shane probably still brings in a fair amount of money, even though he doesn't get that many sponsorships, and his videos do routinely get hit. But I do think he is pulling in a bit of money, so I don't think that they're gonna starve to death or anything. But I do think it has affected him, especially his confidence, and it will have done for everybody. The girls at Clever, that I absolutely adore. I don't watch all the channels' videos religiously, but when you look at the videos they've been doing, and if Defy Media was the financer to those things, we're not talking about, just buying a few things off the internet. They've done some bloody expensive things. They've rented out a room they've rented out a house to do a Kardashian week, where they bought like $250-300 worth of clothes, and they experience a lot of things that they probably will have to pay for. And on top of that, they, not long ago, I think it was last year sometime, they did a video with Nikki Bella. So, and I can't imagine Nikki doing that and not being paid to do it. That's not a diss on Nikki, but I'm just saying that it was probably a deal that Defy Media broached with the WWE. Because I think the WWE control the Bella's channels, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's happened. We just have to hope that YouTube are going to follow and do what they said, that they're going to look into the copyright strikes, that they're going to look into how to sort out the ad revenue, because obviously YouTube pays the money to Defy, and then Defy will take their percentage and then give the rest to the creator. That's not happened because the company is going into bankruptcy, so any money that they had coming to them, which would have been over the last few days, would have literally gone straight to these guys. So it's like gone straight to the banks or the people that they owe money to. Oh, God. Absolutely terrible. I'm just at a loss that a company could treat people like this and think it's okay. I'll tell you. Right. I'm going to bugger off because I need to get some sleep because I didn't get much sleep last night. Because I had somebody asking me questions about thinking that Wednesday's video was about the forensic side of Sandy Hook, and it's like, no, I even said at the beginning that it was about the conspiracy theories surrounding Sandy Hook and not the actual case itself, because for me to do a forensic investigation I need the files that they're not sharing. So anyway, I might do a little video about that when Mum's gone back, to explain why I didn't do a forensic look into the case itself as opposed to the conspiracy theories. So I am going to log off. And then I think me and the hub store are going to have an early night because we've had a hectic day. But it was good to see his cousin and her husband. They live in Canada, I think. So But his cousin he hasn't seen since he were 8, and it's a long time ago. And after the year that he's had, they were a bit worried. Oh no, she was 8, I think he was in his teens. And they were a bit worried because of everything that's happened. Poor lad. But yeah, she seemed happy that he was doing a lot better. But his our sister-in-law did mention, she says, you aren't as, she says, you're not as built as you were. I was like, no, I said, but he's a lot better than he was when he first came out of the hospital. God, he would stick thin. One day I might share the pictures with you. Jesus Christ, he was thin. It took us a while to get him back up to normal weight, but I think he's above normal weight. Well, normal weight. But normal weight for somebody his height. To me, the weight he was at when she said, oh, you're the weight you should be. I'm like, yeah, but his bones are still sticking out. So, anyway, I'm going to bugger off and I'm going to try and get some sleep. Stay safe, be good, have fun, and I'll catch you soon.